Welcome, Jets fans. We have a win. I'll say that again. We got a V. We don't know what it is normally, but we can savour that experience this week on Gangrene UK featuring Hippo Jets, episode 3, season 3, season 3, episode for Nick Mangold, episode 74. Rest in peace. We love you, Nick. This show is dedicated to you, just like the Jets dedicated that win to you last week, mate. We are very sad by your demise. So, moving on, moving on. We have a special guest on today.
Very special guest
who was there to witness the win in the Hippodrome last week. In fact, it was just me and Craig for a long period of that time. Somebody was
just like a really weird date for a large portion of it.
Yeah, it was. Candles were out, all sorts of business. Craig, how you doing, mate?
I'm good. Been a fun week for a change.
That's good.
With a win.
And I can't forget my co-host. How you doing, buddy?
I'm still here. I'm still hanging on. Can I just say, when I walked into the Hippodrome last night, excuse my lateness, my tardiness.
Last on Sunday, yeah.
On Sunday.
Hour and a half late.
The Jets were losing by 2 touchdowns. And when I left, 1 victorious hour later, if you just could sandwich that hour and then roll it into the rest of the season, the Jets would be like 10-0 by now. Even though they've only played 8 games, they'd still somehow be 10-0. and Super Bowl favourites if they could just sandwich that hour into the rest of the season.
I can't. Honestly, the best bit of that was when we won at the end and we stopped them on 4th down. Unbelievably, I don't know how we did that. And we all jumped onto the stage. Us 3 absolute idiots onto the Hippodrome stage, jumping around, shouting JETS. Now that was. I'll always remember that.
Yeah,
that to me was the best bit.
Looking over to the back and seeing the 2 Bengals fans in shock. I checked earlier. They're still there. They haven't moved.
Yeah, they were a bit further.
The Bengals fans that had abused you guys in week 1 for the Steelers game, right?
Yeah.
We've only seen them twice. Week 1 at the Steelers game and Sunday, and they were fun.
Speaking of Bants. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the best bit about that was, Craig, do you remember that the big massive guy who came over to give us a bit of banter about, you going winless, 0-7, blah blah blah, and he just stood there for ages and was like, okay, you're gonna. We know him indirectly through the other guys, that are friends of ours. And he just stood there. He's a big, massive unit. It's like the Rock. He's like Bill Massive, right? And he just went there and stood next to us. I've never seen him before. I never met him.
Who is he?
You're going to be winless again today, aren't you? And he kept on going on and on. And then later during the game, remember, Craig, he came back, he gave you little cheeky slaps on the cheeky slaps. You remember that? He just kept.
I do. I was like, what is going on? We were in this really weird. It was this really weird game because obviously we'd heard about Nick before the start, so we were in a real lull. We were losing, and then we were getting abuse from him.
Yeah.
Today we were kicking off. And by the end of it, everyone was on our side. It was mad.
Yeah, and then he gave me the old cheeky slaps. And then the best bit was obviously when we won, and we all, John went over to him, gave him a big hug. It's like,
I wonder who that was.
Right in his face. Right in his face. Loved it.
Al, he's a friend of your Miami fan.
Yeah, he's a friend of your Miami Leighton fan.
Is he Atlanta Falcons fan?
No, not him, mate. I know who that is. I know, I've spoken to him. No, can
I also say I'd like to apologise to our viewers and listeners that Craig's just revealed I have friends that are Dolphins fans. I want to apologise for that. It is true. I can't deny it.
Al has got a friend. Oh no, Al has a friend. For
I have a friend, first of all.
He's also got a friend who's a Dolphins fan. So
yeah.
His friend is a Dolphins fan.
When you're as low and desperate as me, mate, you got to take friends where you can get them. Even Dolphins fans make the cut as far as I'm
next week. I'll be meeting a Patriots fan.
All right, let's slow down. Let's not go too far.
John, we can't really start that week of the Buffalo game. We had some really good Buffalo friends for a few hours.
The Buffalo game. Which one? Oh, the ones over on the other side of the booth. Yeah, they were good.
That little booth that became our best friends for an entire night.
They were good.
That's the beauty of the Hippodrome, isn't it? You go there, you make friends every week, and then the next week they've forgotten you.
It is a highlight of the weekend going down there, central London, and he always welcomes. It's always free drinks flowing, just to help us out through the cause. And there's always, it's normally just us lot. And, when the Jets are winning, there's a lot more of us than just us three. But hopefully there'll be a few other,
we've said this before
next weekend. Not next weekend, but the weekend after, obviously.
No, with bye week, yeah. We're not going to lose this weekend. We've said this before, but there was the 2021 season, whenever the Gase season was, like the dark days of the Adam Gase season, when there were periods where it would literally just be me, John, and Nigel till arse end of a 2-win season at the Hippodrome. It was horrible. And now Nigel doesn't even come that much anymore. He's always working. So it just shows you how bad it's got in Jetland. But even Nigel, the diehard during the Gase years.
Although Nigel did turn up for the draft on
I'll give Nigel credit for the draft. That was waking him up for one pick. Nigel?
He was snoring at one point. Saying to me, "Is your friend okay?" I'm like, we're wearing a Jets top, so straight away, no. That's the first sign. You know that he's not okay.
Oh, man.
Should we talk a little bit about our lovely guest tonight, John? Because Craig's been, you're like part of the furniture now, aren't you, mate? You're part of the furniture at Hippo Jets Towers. But your journey doesn't go back that far in terms of like being part of Gangrene UK and all of that. So is it a year you've been with us now? About a year?
Just over a year. Yeah.
Vikings game was when, and then you first came down to the day after. There was week 6 after the Vikings game.
Yeah, it was the Buffalo Monday night game.
Buffalo Monday night.
Yeah, it was the first
when
game.
Scott was punching the wall.
Yeah, after a very long night. But
so Craig, do you want to just explain to the listeners and the viewers how you came about the Hippo Jets and how you first met Al and
did you want the actual story or
the actual story and the concerns you had and
So anyone who's been to Tottenham at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday will appreciate there were some shady looking people walking around. So as I route to the game with my son, his first game, and we're walking down and just out of what appeared the mist was this weird man just in a Jets jersey. Comes over, introduces himself, and it was Al. And I was like, well, this is going to go one of two ways. He's either going to hospital or he needs help. So we ended up talking. I think we must have talked most of the way from Seven Sisters down to Tottenham, didn't we?
Something like that, yeah.
We were both heading down we were both heading to the Gangrene tailgate, but you were obviously going to pick up, I think, John's tickets, and we were going to the shop. So all I remember for that walk is we got talking. By the end of what was a 30-minute walk, I've been added to a WhatsApp group by John, and I'm like, okay, there's now loads of Jets fans. We're all talking, and then we all met up again at the Gangrene tailgate. So kind of met Nigel and a few of the others from the Hippo, and it was just an awesome day. That entire day was just really good, really being with the Jets community again. It was a really good day, and it's the first time I've ever done anything with Gangrene. Yeah. I knew them on Facebook and was kind of in their fantasy leagues and stuff. Didn't really know anyone, if that makes sense. So I didn't get to come down to the Hippo that night because you'd obviously said about coming down, but I had to get little man back for school and, being like a sensible parent, I thought it best not take him to the casino on a Sunday. And then we were listening to the pod next week, and I remember it because we had it on the speaker downstairs, and you mentioned about meeting me and said, oh, well, he said he's going to be down on Monday. And the wife went, you've got to go now. You can't not go. He's called you out on the pod. So that was it. Quick bit of annual leave goes in. Next thing I know, Monday night, I'm getting dropped off at a train station, 9 o'clock, to head into the Hippo thinking, I've only met these people a couple of times. This could be a really weird night. And I got down there because we'd gone early as well, because we were the Monday night game at 1, but we were going early to
watch the Mets
and the Mets game, baseball.
Yeah.
So that turned into a very long night in the end. But
yeah,
there was quite a few of us down there, and it was a really good night.
That was great vibes, wasn't it? Great vibes
was
there.
awesome.
yeah.
There's
awesome
Scotty down there watching the Mets. He's a big Mets fan. And his boy Jay.
And Gavin was there as well. I think Gavin's a big Mets fan. I think
Gavin.
Yeah. And then that was, and then since then, you have been home. You are home right now, but most of the time you're in the Hippodrome, right?
Yeah. So most days now, most of the Sundays I'm in the Hippo. I think I've missed a couple this year because obviously the son wants to watch some football, so I can't miss everyone with him. So we watch a few at home. But we've been down, I think I'm there most games. I was down there for the draft this year, which is the first time I've ever gone out and watched the first round somewhere, not watching it at home. And loads of events. And I said the weirdest thing this year was 365 days to the day since I met Al. So bearing in mind I've gone from this, not really involved in the community, I get a phone call from Anth, which I still was convinced he was taking the mick, saying, "What are you doing tomorrow?" Not a lot. Do you want to come to London and go on a bus tour? No, I live down there. I've seen it all before. What is there you're going to show me on a bus? Let me rephrase that question, Craig. We've got the team coming. Do you want to go? And I was like, are you being serious? And that was a year from just being in this community that I've got to know all these different people that I'm getting that phone call. And it was such an amazing day, which turned into, I think, nearly a week and a bit after we got everything done for what was a 3-hour football game. But, it's just been a completely different how my life in the community of the New York Jets has changed. Mainly, it's well. Well, in all fairness,
I'll take the credit. I'm happy to take the credit, but I do a very small amount of the work. We've got to shout out the Anth Cooks of this world and people like that who put so much into it. And Redemption Tailgate. Bear in mind the year that we met. So last year was the first year they'd done it. This year they did it again for year 2.
Oh yeah. I
can remember in the build-up to that, he was saying to me that they were expecting about 200. And I thought, 200. There was about 600 people there on the last year. And this year looked the same from the pictures. Obviously, I wasn't there, but it looked the same. It looked like there was a lot of people there. So,
definitely felt like there was more this year than last year. And there was even a bit more of a mix. Yes, there was the main. We had, obviously, 103. We had Gotham there. We had all those people. And there was little pockets of, I think there was a few other little fan groups who turned up as well. And like everyone was talking. It was really nice atmosphere for the entire day.
Yeah. Right up until the game. That's the great thing about being a Jesser. John always says it. We win the tailgate, and then unfortunately we then go and lose the football.
We smashed the tailgate again.
Smashed the tailgate.
Destroyed it.
I was having this joke with Donna, and I think it was probably the Saturday, where we were going, this has been an awesome week. There's going to be 3 hours on Sunday that we're all going to hate, but the rest of it's going to be an amazing week. And it was just a great week again.
Well, we didn't want to get blown out because obviously we've had a really good day, and we wanted it to be a close game because that's the only way we're going to win. And then the only way to get over that emotional, deflation at the end was to go to the Hippo and drown our sorrows. But even that was full of Jets fans, wasn't it? And that was still good. It was great fun, wasn't it, Craig? So you were down there. So
because
worth going to, wasn't it? Well worth going to, just to talk to other people about what is going on with the Jets and how you can get over it mentally before you get it all out of the system. Then before you wake up on a Monday morning with a massive hangover.
Yeah. Well, because that was. So you all went direct to the Hippo, and I went, I'm going to be a bit tactical here. Get the overground out, and then get a drive, lift round, and then get the tube back in. And my wife was like, "You're insane going back in there." But she went, "You're going to the Hippo. I know you're going to be there." I think 1 o'clock in the morning, she found me walking home, and I told you this story on Sunday.
Yeah.
Home,
that's good.
And I'd seen no one, just walking back through the hometown, and then this car pulls up next to me. Me being a big burly man, runs off into a field as my wife's calling me from the car, going, "Do you want to lift home?" But
because she tracks on your phone, doesn't she? She tracked you on your phone, is that right?
Oh yeah, she tracks you on the phone. So the Buffalo game, the first one I came to, everyone left at 6. I stayed around because the tubes weren't open. So I ended up
6 a.m. That is, people.
Yeah, 6 a.m. Yeah, 6 a.m.
McDonald's opens at 6 a.m. So I think we did go to get our first.
Yeah, we did that. I ended up walking to Baker Street. She's just ringing me, going, "Why are you walking around London at 6 in the morning?" Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And I just remember arriving back at the local tube station, just see her parked outside, looking at me, thinking, "Well, that was a fun evening. It's never happening again." But she's like, "No, she loves me going down." And that was the thing. She loves it, and I think she came this year. She met John, obviously met your wife or your fiance this year, the kids, and that was one of the nice things about Saturday. We were all calling it the family fun day tailgate, weren't we? Where we all brought the wives and kids down. Yeah, it was kind of like, this is the reason I have a drinking problem. His name is John. You can now put a face to the problem.
So it was good your missus met my missus and kids and all that. So, and the best bit of that day was obviously your missus was wearing the Bart Scott jersey, and obviously Bart was there, and my boy was wearing Bart Scott jersey, and it's all signed, by Bart, and he was such a legend, wasn't he? He was such a top bloke. They're all absolute top blokes.
His energy, you can see it. They had all the legends up. You can see his energy is different. It's special. Yeah. He's the type of guy you need in the locker room. When they talk about having leaders in the locker room, you can see why he was the player he was, and he was the leader of men that he was. Because even like the other Jets legends were kind of looking to him. Do you know what I mean? And looking to him as a leader. You can just tell he's just special.
And it's great that he's, he only played for us for a few years, but he's on he's committed himself to the Jets over the Ravens, right? Speaks volumes that obviously New York's a bit of a better city, like to live. Yeah. Obviously, but he was such. I was talking to they were saying it on Friday night. In the Q&A, there's a lack of leadership in the current organisation, and even when I was talking to Wayne Quebec, with my boy, and a bit of a chit chat because I met him last year, and he was going on about there's a lack of leadership, in the organisation. Yeah, so we just need more leaders like Bart Scott. But why haven't the Jets drafted or got leaders?
Yeah.
So I thought my boy Sherwood was going to step up this year, but that C on his chest is way too heavy.
We've got rid of the leaders. We got rid of CJ Mosley.
DJ Reed.
He was our leader.
Yeah, right? DJ Reed and John Franklin Myers. These guys are huge misses. But listen, let's not dwell in the past when the Jets were losing games. Let's focus on the new era of the Jets, which started.
Good spin around there. You caught that one there, mate. You caught that one well.
We're 1-0. The Jets are 1-0 since they haven't lost a game since they last won a game. Put it that way. We're a winning football team.
Yeah. Are we
excited about the bye week? Get to rest your heads and get a break from the drinking and the general escapades of being a Jets fan. Are you guys? I'm assuming you guys aren't going to the Hippodrome on Sunday. You're taking the week off.
Jets aren't. I'm not playing. I'm not going. Yeah.
Oh no, I've got work as well. So it's on my 3 week of. So I'll miss this one, and then I'll miss Cleveland. Luckily, we're on a Thursday night game, so then it'll be. I think I'm back for Baltimore, so it works out quite well for me.
Baltimore was actually the one I was looking at maybe going to this year, actually, because I quite fancied the trip to Baltimore. But one of the reasons I wanted to go was to see Jersey Joe, who now lives near there, and he came over to London, so that reason's gone. And the other reason was to see the Jets, and the Jets suck, so that reason's gone. So I'm not bothering with a trip to Baltimore this year. If we win, we're not going to win. If we win in Baltimore, I will be very upset.
Well, Lamar's back now, isn't he? So let's see how he plays.
We're not going to win. We're not winning in Baltimore.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it? So but we won. So what is the highlight of the actual game for everyone?
Great question.
I give good questions, buddy.
I said this the other night. We found our starting quarterback. His name may be Breece Hall, but we found him.
Do you know what I was going to say? That the touchdown when he ran down the sideline, but I think you're right. It's probably Mason Taylor because Mason Taylor caught the 2-point. He caught the 2-point conversion, didn't he, Mason Taylor?
No, it was
Isaiah Davis.
Yeah,
Isaiah Davis. Did he catch the first one? Who caught? No, Justin Fields ran the first one in, didn't he?
Yeah, ran the first one.
But he caught the touchdown in the back of the end zone. But it was just such a lovely kind of like grab because there wasn't a huge amount of athleticism to it. He was just taller than the other guy, and the pass was so well thrown. He just kind of did that and brought it down. It was like the simplest catch, but to see him kick on.
Yeah, that's all we needed to be, that big figure in the back of the end zone that will just grab those passes out of the air. That's what we needed.
I think we have a tight end, gentlemen. It's been a long time since we've been able to say that, but I think we have a tight end. What about you, John? What was your highlight?
I was impressed with the offensive line, to be honest, because they were I know we're playing Cincinnati Bengals defense, but they all look phenomenal. So it's just games like that where they sort of gelled. The communication was good.
Me and Craig gave a pep talk to Joe Tipman when we saw him in Leicester Square. You see, that's what's turned things around because me and Craig had a word.
Yeah.
But then what do we do with Brees Hall now then? So, is he going to get traded or what?
See, I'm still at the same point I was on Sunday. If they trade it, I'm fine with it. If they trade JJ, I'm fine with it. But after yesterday, I think he's going to hang around. I think they're going to start freeing up cap money and try and keep him around.
JJ has come out and said that he's had a word with the higher ups in the club, and they've said that he's sticking around.
Yeah.
Whether that's true or not, they could be just saying that to him.
I think we should keep him. If you're going to get rid of him, you're only going to get a 4th, 5th rounder. You'd be lucky to get a second. Very lucky to get a second rounder out of it.
Yeah.
For him. We do need.
What would you do if you were Brees Hall? Let's assume the Jets don't pay you before the end of the season. With what he's been through as a Jet, he is a restricted free agent. Is that right? So the Jets can match.
Yes.
Or is he unrestricted?
I think he's restricted.
I think he's restricted as well. The Jets can match it. But would you test the open market?
The problem is, if he plays the rest of the season like he did on Sunday, he'll get paid. Without a shadow of a doubt, someone will pay him the money. But it's his injury history that worries me. And I just think, is that going to be held against him if he tests that open market?
You know why I want him to get paid and I want him to stay?
I do.
Because of Nick Mangold. Because the night we drafted Brees Hall, the moment we drafted Brees Hall, I was standing 2 feet from Nick Mangold and he just bought us all shots. So I always remember, because I didn't know who he was. I knew he was a running back, but I didn't know anything about him. And I know we traded up. We traded up a couple of spots with the Giants, I think, to get him. And when we traded up, there was a linebacker that I liked out of Georgia. I can't remember his name now. So it shows you how much I know. But there was a linebacker that I liked, and I was convinced we were trading up to get this linebacker. And I remember then they announced Brees Hall, and I was like, running back out of Iowa, and I kind of went, huh, who? And I turned and looked, and it was Nick Mangold, who was stood literally there next to me. So the connection for me between great Sir Nick and
that Brees was great. He was such a great guy, Nick, when we chatted to him, because he had time to talk to everybody, didn't he?
Yeah.
Even a couple of old middle-aged Jets fans talking nonsense to him for a bit. He took the time just to, chat, and it was genuine. He was genuine about it.
Genuine. Really great guy. I actually had. Do you remember he was talking about his sauces? He was introducing a line of barbecue sauces. Yeah, I had one that I got given to me, and I just finished it up maybe 6 months ago. I just finished up. Used to put it on my noodles, which would probably Nick Mangold would be like, on your noodles. It's barbecue sauce. You're not supposed to put it on your noodles. That's what we do in England, Nick.
Was it good sauce?
I think
it was great sauce. Yeah.
No one else in England is putting barbecue sauce on their noodles apart from you.
That's fair.
Yeah, I was just saying, just you.
Just me. So it's not an English thing. It's just a weird guy in a Sam Darnold jersey thing. Okay. That's fair.
Why are you wearing the Sam Darnold today, Al?
Because I miss Sam Darnold.
Trying to get him to come back.
Yeah, this is my appeal. I'm going to wear this for the rest of the season in a vague hope that it means Sam Darnold comes home. But I don't think he will, because Seattle are paying him and he's doing well in Seattle. So
So how long is he tied to Seattle? 3 years?
3 years. It was a 3-year contract he signed, and we got 2 years on Justin Fields. But that's probably an out after the first 2 years, the 2 years of Sam Darnold's contract. But I don't see Seattle exercising it. They're not going to be in a position to draft a quarterback. He's still this side of 30, the younger side of 30, I think. So he'll be around for a while. See, I don't hold out much hope, but we wear this because he's the last great quarterback we had, and I'm including Aaron Rodgers in that. Because Rodgers was garbage for us.
Quarterbacks have been tough for the Jets, right? So, I mean, we were chatting about this on Sunday, guys, but, the quarterback situation, from the upcoming draft is all a bit as the top three, you got. People were saying this Ty Simpson was Alabama, whatever his name is a good 1 year wonder, but he had a bit of an egg on Sunday, didn't he? And the other two guys were the Iowa State quarterback. What's his name?
Indiana, Mendoza.
Yeah, Mendoza.
Mendoza of Indiana, yeah.
And the other guy, Moore from Oregon. But they all had a bit of a stinker. I mean, Iowa. Mendoza played. I watched the game on Saturday. He played all right, but it's tough.
But we know what's going to happen, so there's no point. There's no point really even doing any research. We know that the Jets will lose one more, will win one more game against the Saints, which gives the Saints the first overall pick. They will take the number one QB, who'll be great. We'll take the next guy at number 2, who'll be rubbish.
Yeah,
and we'll end up trading him somewhere in 4 years' time, and he'll have a great career once he gets traded out of New York in 4 years' time.
So why don't we completely flip it? Because obviously there's an article, every first-year rookie QB who's been drafted in recent memory has either got the head coach sacked or has stunk the joint up, and there hasn't been anyone amazing since. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, Cam Newton was number 1 overall. He's obviously very good.
Yeah.
But didn't win a Super Bowl. Trevor Lawrence supposed to be the
specifically
next
one overall QBs.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that why don't we flip it? And everyone's saying after 3, because normally back in the day it was like, put him as a backup for 2 years, 1 year on the bench, just like Mahomes did.
Up, though.
Why don't we, get a quarterback who's had a bad time and turn him around after year 3, year 4, and he comes to the Jets to save his career, and he turns it around with a great coaching staff and the offensive coordinator is looking all right now.
Your problem there, John. Your problem there is that anybody who comes into New York, into the media market in New York, there's immediate pressure. So if you're taking a guy, Justin Fields is exactly what you just described. Justin Fields is a guy who's in year 4.
No, but he'd already flunked. He'd already pooped the bed out by.
But that's what you're talking about. You're talking about a guy.
2 teams got rid of him.
Yeah, but you're talking about trying to flip the script and do what.
Yeah. So I'm talking just one
Sam
team.
Darnold and Geno Smith have done.
Not a 2, because he failed at Pittsburgh, and they would rather, even though he led them to a 4-1 record, he got instantly kicked out because they wanted Russ Wilson in. Yeah. Normally, if you're winning 4 out of your first games and you're a good quarterback, you normally stick with him. But there's something obviously wrong with him. 2 teams have kicked him out. What I'm saying is not 2 teams. So Justin Fields is not an example here. Is 1 quarterback, 1 team. Is year 4, didn't work out. Boom.
Well, if it didn't work out, why would it work out in New York with the intense pressure?
Why don't we flip the switch? Because nothing else is working.
They've had Ridder in today and Robinson in.
Thompson Robinson.
Yeah, they've both been in for tryouts. So they're obviously looking.
They're obviously trying then. They're obviously seeing what's out there and sort of dipping their toe in a little bit. But I've always said, I've said this on this pod before, I would draft a quarterback in the 4th or 5th round every single year. Every single year, even if we got a good one the previous year, draft a QB in the 4th or 5th, because you're not getting a great player in the 4th or 5th anyway. So take a flyer on a QB. There's always somebody in the draft that drops, like the kid from who's the guy who ended up at Cleveland in the 5th round, who went to the Browns, Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, he's not going to be any good.
But someone like that's dropped. You take him and you do that every year. Eventually, you'll hit a good one.
Oh, and in terms of the draft, yeah.
Well, and then eventually you hit a good one, and there's no pressure because the New York media is like, oh, it's just some kid in the 5th round. If he makes it, great. Here's
a couple. So, all right, what about Caleb Williams is getting a lot of negative press at the moment. I know he's in year 2, but I'm talking long term. What about if he's poops the bed out again next year?
If he poops the bed in Chicago, he's not going to poop the bed in New York. There's more pressure in New York than there is in Chicago. There is no place you can go to which has less pressure. So we can't think like that. We can't take other teams' cast-offs. We either got to try the Rodgers trick, which is to take a legendary or an established quarterback that's won stuff. So when Matthew Stafford was traded to the Rams from the Lions, he'd have been one I would have taken because he'd done really well for the Lions. I would have traded to get him.
So what you're saying is get him a high level trade.
Yeah,
a good quality.
Or you draft a 5th rounder every year, or both.
I'm just thinking of potentials here, so I'm going to throw him out. What about Kyler Murray? Because he's looking to the end of his
I don't like Kyler. I've never liked Kyler Murray.
What about Bryce Young?
He's not impressed me yet.
No, yeah, he's another one. He's just.
I tell you, here's an example of the other way around. What Daniel Jones is doing right now in Indianapolis is because he stepped out of New York and that pressure.
No, he stepped out from very bad coaching situation, and now he's got a very good coach, Steichen.
Yeah, and there's less pressure, and everyone's going. Everyone in the Indianapolis side. Everyone else in the NFL. Daniel Jones has gone to Indy. Couldn't care less.
The whole of that Giants organization terrible. Coaching wise, so bad. So he's in his element. I know what you mean about the New York media. It is really bad, and you need to have a thick skin to deal with it. So you obviously, so what you need is sort of like a 4-year starter in college. Who's been there, done that, won something.
So is that your list of names? Because you've missed one. Is that your list of names? There's one I thought you might have mentioned.
I'm going through the list now. I'm just trying to. I'm only going on the schedule here. Who's
the one you were saying, Craig?
Well, Kirk Cousins has put his name out, hasn't he? Saying
my goodness me, he's done.
He's played He's played quality football over the years, and
he needs a go.
The only quarterback I would trade for right now, outside of the silly conversations, Mahomes and what have you, the only quarterback I'd trade for is Baker. I still think we should have got him when he was leaving LA and he ended up in Tampa. I still think we should have got him then. He's the only one.
He would be amazing. He would be. He's got the attitude to survive in New York. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah.
Look what the Giants did this year. They drafted a kid whose personality was blue collar, working class, New York. Come at me and let me see what you got, New York media. We need that. If we can't get that, don't draft. Right. If there isn't that at the top of the draft, trade the pick. Trade the pick. Get a boatload of other picks, and spend a couple on a late round quarterback who might.
I would even say if you've got someone who wants to come up and take 2 or 3 wherever we end up, trade it. Go back. There's at least 4 or 5, if not more names.
There's a lot of good. Yeah, there's a lot of top. There's a big bucket. There's quite a big bucket of quarterbacks, isn't there?
Yeah.
So
there's no one that you sit there going, "This is the one." So get the extra pick. If someone wants to come up for Dante Moore or whoever, then I'd go back. Because if you look, the Mahomes, the Josh Allen, Jackson Dart have all been that late teens.
Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, the late teens backwards.
Yeah. And even Aaron Rodgers going back was 24, wasn't it? It's quarterbacks that do well are quarterbacks who have chips on their shoulders. Quarterbacks that come in first, second, third overall are like, I've made it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That very, very good points there.
Yeah, it's surprising that, isn't it?
That is probably the.
What are we doing? We don't normally make good points on this podcast. Maybe we should have Craig on more often.
I'm shocked by it, actually.
I was going to say, normally when us 3 together, we don't make good points. We should stop drinking so much beer.
Well, hang on. Can I just say, as the sober one here?
Oh, yeah.
I'm the only one that can confidently testify that we never make good points. And I can confirm we never make good points. Even after a few, when you guys have had a few beers, you don't make any sense.
I know. Actually, I was told I made a good point on Sunday by someone.
No, it's not true. I was there. I can confirm you didn't.
No. I'm sure you said I made a good point on this, and somehow I remembered it. So Jets offense, we always go down. Always on the opening drive. We seem to do very well on the opening drive. Yeah, other than fumbling. And then, and then we just don't adjust to anything after.
No plan B.
Goes to pot. So, and then except the Bengals game, we did readjust. So,
maybe that's it. Maybe he's turned a corner. You know what I did
said that the week before as a good point. So,
I did enjoy seeing the reaction everyone gathering around AG and like really celebrating that first win. So a lot of times when a coach is 0-6, 0-7, you know, players and people in the organisation have sort of already a little bit given up on him, and a little bit gone, this guy will be gone at the end of the year. But there was genuine feeling of
there was a lot of love.
All right,
in there,
we're here for this guy. We're here for this guy.
Yeah,
and we see stuff like the trade for Brownlee and trading out of MC2, which is a shocker to stay. If you'd said to a Jets fan 3 weeks ago, MC2 is going to get traded and you'll get some guy who's not starting for his other team and he'll be brilliant, you'd have been like, what? But it's a really good pickup of a slot corner. And maybe it is a case of he needs to get his guys in the building, and he hasn't got enough of his guys in the building. It'll take time.
And that's the reason I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of the kind of roster bubble players getting traded out. I don't think Q's going anywhere, but I think some of those other lower down the pecking order, he'll start trading them out and bringing his guys in, because that Brownlee trade looks like an absolute steal now.
Yeah, if you're grading Mooj off what he's done so far, well, all right, we'll take the Fields thing to side, because the Fields thing was a punt on a $20 million a year quarterback. But the players he's drafted, Mason Taylor's looked all right. Membu looks all right. So for Arian Smith, looks like he's going to turn into a player. You know what I mean?
16 yards on Sunday,
trade. Say again?
I said he got over 16 yards on Sunday, so that was a win for someone.
Yeah, it was, mate. It was, big win for me on that one. Big win.
Who did we get in the third round? Who did we draft in the third round this year?
Well, Malachi.
Azariah Thomas, the cornerback.
Thomas, and the linebacker from Miami as well. Oh, not Muji.
Yeah. He's done all right as well.
He's doing all right.
Yeah, he was a fifth rounder, wasn't he? Yeah. But so Azariah Thomas is the only one where you're going, and ironically enough, Malachi Moore as well is the only one where you're going, maybe. But then the others have done well. I'd take that every day.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. He's still got so many carried over from the last regime that it's not officially his team. I think they've gone through. They're looking at what's working in their system, and I think we'll see a few more out the door over the next week or the next 3-4 days on the trade deadline. If he can get some value for it back for him, I think he'll be like that, get it back and bring someone else in.
Yeah. I think it helps us as well that we're on a bye week on the trade deadline, because it means they can focus on that.
Yeah.
And hey, that was another good point. That's two.
We got to stop.
Maybe we should quit while we're ahead.
We got to stop. There's too many good points, guys.
John, have you got any bets this week?
I have got some bets. Yeah. So we were 4-1 last week.
Woohoo!
So 23 winners and 12 losers, which is phenomenal. Yeah, record.
Listen, 2 good points, 4 wins out of 5 in betting corner. This pod is all you need in life.
And we got a win for the Jets.
And a win for the Jets.
Yeah, what more do you need? So I'm going to there's quite a few good ones this week. So I'm going to try and get the belters. So I'm going to start off with Jackson Dart over 211 passing yards against 49ers. Shocking defense. They've had so many injuries. Giants running back Scatterbo. I love that guy. Actually, you know what? I hate the Giants, but I really like Jackson Dart and I really like Scatterbo.
Well, Scatterbo's I really wish we had him this week.
If we had those 2 players in our team, I'd be buzzing. Buzzing. Anyway, Jackson Dart. Love that guy. Except his little neckerchief thing he wears. Not impressed with that. He needs to sort that out, mate. Over 211 yards passing.
It's a good thing you mentioned that, because he does listen to the pod.
Yeah, so
now he'll know to get rid of the neckerchief. Yeah.
So that's that one. We've got there's a few good ones here. Oh, here's a good one. So New England are playing Atlanta. Atlanta pooped the bed out. I said that a few times tonight. I never say that phrase. I'm trying to be, family orientated this week, as we always are. Except for you, Al.
We're talking about.
I never put him out earlier, mate.
We're literally in the middle of a betting corner. This is not.
I'm just thinking. This is a bit of a betting corner where you discussed mine and John's raging drinking problems. But yeah, we're keeping it friendly there, John. Yeah.
Let's keep it clean for the kids, shall we?
I think the guy in the middle has
corner. Brilliant.
He's got a few things we need to discuss with him. This Alistair McKay. Right. So Bijan, he had a stinker last week. Here we go. It's a better word. And New England stopped the run. So 66 yards. He'll probably receive more than he'll run. So he'll still have a lot of yardage.
66 yards total or 66 yards?
66 yards rushing.
Rushing, okay.
Jacksonville got a very good run defense, and they play the joke team, Geno Smith and the Raiders.
Shout out Kimmy.
AJ under 57 yards. Yeah, rushing. Because they'll just it's just useless. Absolutely useless. No offensive line, no nothing. It's going to be Jacksonville got a good run D. I was going to go flip the other side because Vegas have got a good run D, but they've also got a very bad team. So I've decided not to do that one. So instead, I'm going to do one from Kansas City, Buffalo. Kansas City have got a very good defense, both running and against the pass and against the run. I've personally gone for both of these. So I've personally gone for James Cook under 79 yards and Josh Allen under 232. I'm going to go for the under Josh Allen for this pod, under Josh Allen 232. Okay, because that pass defense with Chris Jones is phenomenal. They stopped the run, but James Cook is also very, very good. And the offensive line is very, very good for Buffalo.
Where's that game? Is it in Buffalo?
Buffalo, yeah. But the Buffalo defense is also got a lot of injuries. So Kansas City have got a very good chance of winning that game. Very good chance. So that's the fourth one. And then fifth one is I was weighing up between New England is 231 yards and Atlanta defense is a run funnel. You cannot pass on them. But they're playing at home. And I don't know what's going on with Atlanta. They will bounce back, but they've got Diablo, the linebackers, on injured reserve, and he's phenomenal. For ex-Raiders, amazingly.
Yeah.
Now, he is going to have... He's been throwing the ball. He's got MVP candidate written all over him, so he can throw these long balls. So I'm a bit concerned about that 2-3-1. So I'm probably going to go... What I will do is going to go against the Chargers. Tight ends against the Chargers are very bad. Chig Okonkwo, whatever his name is, under 31 receiving yards. I know it's low, but he ain't going to get anything.
Even with a name like Chig Okonkwo?
Yeah, Chig Okonkwo. That's it. Him as well.
I approve of the fact that you've decided not to bet on New England and you're betting the under on Buffalo. Can we have a negative Miami bet as well, just to complete the trio?
You like that? What's that? Say that again.
Can we have a negative Miami bet as well, just to complete the trio? We're not back in New England.
Well, no, Derrick Henry's going to run for a lot of yards tonight, and I've already done him over 60 yards plus.
Wouldn't it be a great bye week if not only the Jets not lose on the bye week, but the Pats lose, the Finns lose, and the Bills lose? That would be a great bye week.
Lamar Jackson is a parlay. Lamar Jackson over 175 yards. Derrick Henry over 70 yards. His total's 90. Plus Baltimore to win. Plus Lamar to throw for a TD. There's a little cheeky parlay. That's about 4-1.
I like that. Yeah. And then plus
no, we can't talk about that because the pod comes out on a Friday, mate. You're throwing curveballs at me.
That's true. Yes.
Oh, mate, just rewind. Edit that. Edit. Rewind. Edit.
Or people will be like, "Wow, how did he know that?"
Because all that stuff happened. What is he talking about? He was horrible.
Yeah. He's going to have a stinker. Derrick Henry's going to get 1 yard for 10 yards or something.
Because we record this on a Thursday, and the game hasn't happened yet in our world.
Yeah,
but so it comes out on a Friday. So.
It's actually Friday morning before we all go to work. We've got no idea what the score is, guys. So
good stuff. Good. Any last requests before we sign off? We will not be at the Hippodrome this week. I might be, just for a giggle.
He's got a little candlelit dinner with his Dolphins buddy, isn't he? Oh,
that's it. Yeah, because you didn't invite me to your candlelit dinner.
Well, we did. I turned up late.
You're passing out the free beer tokens like they're going out of fashion.
I'm
having to pay for my drinks. I'm having to pay for my orange juice.
Buggered off again.
Unbelievable. Right, Craig, it's been absolutely awesome having you on.
No, thanks for having me. been awesome. I'll
sort
see
your
you.
internet out and we'll have you on again.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'll sort something out. There's not my phone leaning on a book.
Cool. All right, guys. JTS.
JTS, guys.
Victory week, Jets fans. Make the most of it. We've got another week of it, actually. So it's a 2-week victory week.
2 weeks. So we haven't lost a game in 2 weeks.
We'll be able to say that next week. I'm excited. Let's go Super Bowl. Let's go.
Jets good all the way. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next time.
See you later, guys.